Hello, thank you for checking out A1 Math, and today we're looking at comparing exponential and linear functions. Let's take a look at the problem. Okay, so here in this example, it says companies A and B have 100 employees. They both have 100 employees. If company A increases its workforce by 31 employees each month, and company B increases its workforce by an average of 10% each month, when will company B have more employees than company A? So we're going to take a look. First thing we're going to do is write a function for each one. Then we're going to take those functions and put them in the calculator. Then we're going to take a look at the table and compare them by a table, and then take a look at a graph and compare them by a graph. So the first thing we're going to do is write each function. So let's go back here and interpret the word problem here. Company A increases its workforce by 31. So it starts off with 100 and increased by 31 employees each month. Okay, so that's a linear function where you have y is equal to what you start with plus the 31 employees times whatever month it's going to be. Okay, now the next part here, it says company B increases its workforce by an average of 10%. So that's an increase. So we're going to use our growth or decay, in this case, growth function, where we have the 1a times 1 plus r raised to the x. And we're going to plug in the 100 where we begin, and we're going to put 10% for the rate. And we'll convert it to a decimal, and we'll have 1 plus 0.10 raised to the x. And you can have just 0.1 here if you like. Okay, so now we've taken the word problem, put it into a function, and the next thing we're going to do is type it into a calculator and compare it with a table here. So I'm going to pull up a calculator here, and I've already got the functions typed in. So I have the 100 plus 31x, and I have 100 times 1 plus 0.10. And you got to remember when you get ready to put your exponent here that you want to hit the caret, which is this button here, and then you want to hit your x, which is over here. Okay, so you type both of those in. So remember, I said we're going to compare it two different ways. One is with a table, and second with a graph. So we're going to start off with just the table. To get to your table, what you want to do is get to this blue up here where it says table. And you want to hit second, then that button graph, so it can pull your table up. Okay, now once you do that, you'll have all your x's here, and you'll have your y1, which is your linear with the 31 every month, and then your y2, which is your exponential with the 10%. And it starts off the same, but after the first month, you could tell that company one is going to have, company A is going to have more employees than company B in that first month. And company B will stay below company A for a while. What we want to know is when will company B overcome it? So we tab down through the months to find that. So we'll just keep tabbing down here until the Y2 column is bigger than the Y1 column. We'll just keep going and going and going and going and going. Not yet, not yet. There we go. So right here at the 22nd month, we'll have 814 employees over 782. So between the 21st and the 22nd, by the time we get to the 22nd month, company B will have more employees than company A. So that will get you your answer to your question. You could just do that and you'll know, hey, the answer is 22 months. That's when company B will have more. But to see it on a graph, uh, you could just hit graph to take a look at it. But the problem with it hitting graph is that you can't really see it. It gives you that regular standard graph with all four coordinates, quadrants, I should say, all four quadrants. We don't want all of them. We just want this one here, and we want the measurements to show based on the data that we have. So this is how you fix it. I'm gonna go back to the table and understand that I need my y. Well, none of that's going to be negative for either the x or the y, and it needs to start at 0. That's the first thing. Second, if I take a look at my x, how high up does my x's go? Well, and all we needed to do is go up to 22. So to make it a round number, I'm going to say my x needs to be from 0 to 25. And for my y, I can see that it's going up to 800. So to make it a round number, I'm going to make it 1,000. Okay, so I'm going to plug those in. Now, to plug those values in, what you want to do is go under Window. Okay, and remember, we want the smallest of the x minimum to be 0. So we type in 0. The x max, we said it's going to be 25. And the x scale, we can leave that as 1, or you can make it 2. Matter of fact, let's just make it 2. That way, every tick mark is 2 units here. So we're going to make that 2. Now we're going to do the y. The smallest y we need is 0. The biggest y we have is 1,000. And since we're going in all the way up to the 1,000, our scale should be something easy to read. So we would say like 100, 200, 300. So our scale should come every 100. Okay. So again, we've got the 0 to 25 for the x with a scale of 2. We've got 0 to 1,000 for the y from 0 going up. And then our scale is 100. All right, so let's take a look at what the graph looks like now. So we'll just hit graph. And we can see if we go out 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 20, almost to 22. That's where it starts to cross and go higher. Okay. So to recap, we've taken a look at it on a graph, we take a look at it on a table, and that is comparing linear and exponential functions. I want to thank you for checking out A1 Math. Have a nice day.